going down, fuck the word, I'm a thug. Tell him, can't nothing stop me but a slug.
So the main event, Luke Rockhold takes out David Branch by submission to strikes. Jesse, what do you make of these people that went on Twitter immediately and called David Branch a pussy for tapping his strikes?
They should get in there, let Luke Rockhold or pretty much anybody get on top of him and throw a couple punches down and see if they don't tap the strikes.
Exactly, motherfuckers. Seriously, get in there and fucking do it yourself. See if you don't tap that shit. All right, Luke Rockhold had him spread. There was no way Brett's going to turn and get up. All right, and he was just going to take damage. And the ref wasn't stopping it. And I know Fred's got a big old smile on his face. Go ahead, Fred.
David Branch did talk a lot of shit.
Hey, he
called
owned
him a boy and he was going to kick his ass and all these kind of things. Listen, I don't want no part of any of those gentlemen, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'll tap the strikes. I don't need my pretty beard getting messed up, Jack. I would tap the strikes all day long. I wasn't one of those people that jumped on there and called him a pussy. But it was, let's just call it ironic that he ended up tapping the strikes with all the jazz he was talking going. But you know what though? Listen, he sold the fight. I was excited going into it. And I'll tell you what, not to steal your thunder, Jesse, or nothing jumping on this fight. He did good in that first round.
Oh, great.
And quite frankly, I'll take it a little further. And I'll throw it right back to you, Jesse, and I'll ask you what you think about this. I think, and this might not really be revolutionary, but I think that David Branch might have kind of put the blueprint between what happened to Rockhold in the Bisping fight and how David Branch fought Luke Rockhold in that first round. I think we might have started to see a bit of what Luke's kryptonite might be, and that's like good, crisp, heavy hands and aggressiveness in that first round. We all know that Luke's got nasty kicks, but I think maybe his boxing might be a little shoddy and holy because David Branch was low-key putting them hands to him in the first round.
I think that's the thing that I took away most from that fight. Luke Rockhold didn't fix anything. He took this whole year off, a single thing about what got him in trouble the first time, which to me, because you're going to be going up against, Michael Bisping again, Bobby Knuckles.
Or
you've got guys,
or Bobby Knuckles, who's got the same type fucking game, nasty boxing and aggressive, nasty boxing.
Exactly. So if you go out for a year, you're nursing an injury, but you still got your hands to work on. He's been told now twice about his deficiency in his boxing, department here, where he has his holes, and he still hasn't fixed it. Had a little bit more pop on his punches, he would have knocked him out too. And where would we be with? In my opinion, I think my opinion of Rockhold is probably the best guy in that division when he's on point, but he hasn't been on point. He's too much. He's drinking his own Kool-Aid at this point. And when you don't fix the problems that you have, you're just not going to get there anymore.
But in his defense, is it fixable? Because now that I'm thinking about it, think about his career, dog. Has Luke ever really been a good boxer? Has he ever really hurt people with punches? Now, when he gets him on the ground, sure, but he always sets up most of his offense on the feet with his kicks, doesn't he? Now that I think about it, even when he beat Jacare in Strikeforce, it was 90% kicks on the feet. Maybe his boxing is just not good.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're throwing punches and kicks and you're dropping your hand, that's a fixable thing. You've seen a lot of boxers. How do they fix that? They tape your hand to your face to make it an automatic movement. There's many ways to fix this problem. If you're not taking the time to fix it, or your coaches aren't, helping you fix it, you need to move. You need to do something, because that is not going to get you that title back. That is going to get you knocked out again.
Might want to go train with Floyd and them, Jack. I mean, he was training with Henry Hoof, but, maybe they weren't fucking teaching him the boxing fundamentals he needs.
Yeah. Raider says, God damn it, man. Branch should have finished his ass in round one. Should have. Couldn't. But, and then Joey Tremendous, what up, man? Says Rockhold is overrated. You agree with that?
God,
Maybe. I was riding his dick going into this fight, and then after this fight, I was kind of like, whew, that was close, Jack. I thought he was going to steamroll David Branch.
How is this possible, Fred? I'm the one that was calling for Branch to win, but I'm still the guy that thinks that Rockhold is quite possibly the best guy in that division. How is this possible that I'm still coming out with a positive take on Rockhold here?
Because I didn't think David Branch had a snowball's chance in hell. I thought he was going to get worked, and he was actually kind of, like I said, man, I think somebody with good hands and aggression in the first round can knock Luke Rockhold out. I think if you pour the pressure on and you throw them things at him, like I think a nightmare fight, and this is going to sound crazy at this point in the game, but I think a nightmare fight for Luke Rockhold is a prime Vanderlei. The way Vanderlei fights, like that kind of come at you.
Yeah.
I think that like he would just fucking swarm. I mean, not now because he's like a fragile old man, but if we can morph back to the pride Vanderlei, like that type of just coming at you, letting them hands go, eating a kick or two to eventually clip you. I think that's Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold either gets knocked out against a guy like that or he puts them on their back. I don't think he wins those fights, though.
Yeah. All right. And then Joey says Strike Force was a long time ago. Yeah, it was. It definitely was. All right. Co-main event, Mike Perry knocks Alex Reyes out with a nasty knee. He set up nicely. Nice setup with the tie clinch. The tie clinch brought him down to knee level, finished his ass. Now keep in mind, Alex Reyes was a very late replacement for Thiago Alves, who couldn't make it out of Florida apparently. But Mike Perry looked really good, but impressive win. Anything? Did he gain anything with this one other than the W and the check?
Nope. I mean, you just said it. He got the W in the check. I mean, he did exactly what he needed to do. He did enough. Yeah, he did enough that he probably gonna get that fight with Thiago again, or a fight of equal caliber. He didn't lose nothing at all. But I mean, how much can you really gain by fighting a guy that nobody's heard of on 2 days' notice, who's coming up from 170, I think. So I'm sorry, coming up from 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, but plus the thing is too is he was supposed to do that, right? That's the thing. When you encounter guys like this, you're supposed to run through them like this. So, I mean, like Fred's saying, I mean, there's nothing really to learn here except that let's move on and see that Thiago fight.
Which we should give Perry a little credit, because fights like this are really dangerous for guys like him because, right, he comes out, lands a beautiful knee like goddamn Kickboxer in the movie, and we're all like, man, that's what you should have done. So, like, anything less than this and we would have pissed on him. So, I mean, got to give credit where it's due. He did come through with an impressive W where, he needed it or we were going to shit on him. So, good shit. He did what he needed to do for sure.
Joey says Alves was pissed off that people questioned the reason he pulled. So the reason he pulled is because he couldn't get out of Florida in time, or he didn't want to leave his family behind.
You know what? Guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm one of those people that question it. And I'll tell you something. I still fucking question it.
Wait. But there's more to that, though.
What?
Well, listen. It was too late for me. Obviously, the hurricane was tearing shit up. And if he was stuck in Florida and he wanted to stay there with his family, respect, I completely understand that. But you'd been known that. You've been known this was going to happen. Why did you wait until like 72 hours before the fight to call DW and then let them know? Now, if there's something I don't know as an outsider, then I'm sorry. But from what we know looking in, everything was gravy until like 2 or 3 days before the fight. And then they got the word that Thiago can't get out of Florida. Well, come on, man. Did you just make up your mind then? I find that hard to believe. Why you didn't let them know a week or two advance?
No. The problem was that all his flights were getting canceled leading up to the fight. He wasn't going to get in time for weigh-ins, I believe, even. They weren't flying out of there. Plus, the other thing was that he had his dog die because he had moved his whole family into the gym. So I don't know about you dog lovers or any kind of animal lover. Once you've had an animal for quite a long time, I think he had that dog since he had moved here to the States. Mm-hmm. So it's basically a family staple for him. And for that animal to die of heat exhaustion because of the living conditions they were in, I mean, that's a lot to really handle, man. And I get it. There are guys that, their father dies, a very close family member dies, and they still, suck it up and get through it. But, wait, man, sometimes it's just, you just aren't ready to answer that bell, man.
I guess that's a fair thing to say. I suppose I didn't really quite know all that. It just sucks that it was so close to the fight that everything happened. I just wish that we could get a little bit more of a notice out of guys. But I mean, what the fuck? I suppose if your fucking dog dies like that, what are you gonna do?
Right. Look, I think we talked about it last week. You get your family out of there with your dog, and you're set, man.
Listen,
you know, I don't think the UFC is gonna tell you no, right?
For the record, can I just like take up for me and all the cynics out there and just say that all due respect, Tiago and everybody else, we're scorned by you cocksuckers. You cheating cocksuckers. You're fucking always hitting us with the diuretics, the cocaine, the goddamn T-ball, and the steroids. You fuckers are never making weight on us. All due respect, Tiago, weight's been a problem with you for 4 years now. So sorry for us that when you drop out of the fight 3 days before the fight, we all get a little weirdy-beardy on it. I mean, hearing your dog die and shit, I almost feel bad being a dick now, but, you know, fuck, man. This dude's always got problems with the weight and shit, so it's easy to be like, oh, sure. Oh, Hurricane Jose, huh? Came through and ruined things. Probably ain't got nothing to do with the fact that you're 23 pounds overweight.
But, you know, the other thing is, I don't, and his frustration, because after this pullout, I think Tiago now holds the record for most pullouts of fights, correct? I think he's got like 7.
Oh, shit.
Right, it's like the boy that cried wolf. This time he actually deserves it. This time he's right, but it's like, of course, now's the time when I turned my back on him when his dog died and shit, but it's because of all the shit that led up to this point where it's like, fuck that, Tiago. Probably some bullshit knowing you. Right.
All right. Real quick on the YouTube comments. Art Bella says Rockhold's about to lose, then gave up on striking in round 2 and won. Luckily, he listened to his corner. Yeah, it's true. And then earlier he had said, I nominate MMA judge Eddie Law. I would do it. If they asked me to be a judge, I would do it. Just, you know, mostly because I get to sit in front in you know, cage side or ring side, depending on the event. But I would do it. And you just can't have me. You can't have me ref fights of Mexican boxers though, because I will not ref judge those, because I will watch that so fucked up. I'll seriously, I'll be the first one to go, hey, can't do it. Sorry, can't do it. All right. And then
there goes that ever happening.
What are you gonna do? Nothing they're gonna call me. Ain't gonna call me to fucking judge a fight. I would do it,
not no more. Now that you just clearly said you'll be biased for Mexican fighters.
I'm fucking around. Anyway, Raider says, I like Perry because he's like a street fighter, but I mean, calling out Robbie Lawler, that's like going suicide mission, man. And then Joey and Raider went back and forth talking about Robbie's going to take his soul. And then Raider says, dude, Lawler will eat his soul. And yeah, they're all going back and forth, man. But what do you think about that fight?
I mean, listen, of course you're going to pick Robbie in that fight, but don't kid yourselves. Robbie likes firefights. Mike Perry hits like a Mack truck. That's a good fight for Mike Perry because he might just win. I mean, when two guys like there get in that, and that's why we love MMA, right? This ain't boxing, Jack. One punch fucking comes a cunt hair too fucking soon or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? And you're gone. If Perry happens to get there first, he could have absolutely knocked out Robbie Lawler. Now, do I see that happening? Fuck no. I highly doubt it. But, like, if I'm Mike Perry, fuck yeah, I want that fight, right? All I need to do is land one punch on Robbie Lawler and my whole life changes, my whole career and everything. If I'm Mike Perry, I see why he's pushing for it. And it ain't like Damian Maia. Robbie Lawler's the type of guy that's going to give him the chance to knock the fuck out of him. So I see why Mike's pushing for the fight.
Yeah, plus the fact that Robbie Lawler's kind of been touched on the chin recently, you know? And his last fight against Cowboy, of Lawler's career, it was a little shaky at first. So I mean, Mike Perry might do some damage there, man.
Yeah, fucking Gary Coasting saying Eddie Bird, haha, motherfucker. Now, let's be real. If they asked me to, if they fucking call, hit me up like, hey, you want to be a judge? I would be fucking fair, dude, because Triple G definitely won that fight. Anyway, and then real quick, we had a Uriah Hall sighting this last weekend. Not a bad win for him, man. TKO win over Christopher Jocko. Jocko's legit. So, I mean, he got a bonus off of that one.
Listen, I got to hand it to Uriah Hall. You know what I like about this performance by Uriah Hall? He showed some fucking balls. He fucking took a beating in that first round. He got that fucking uppercut landed on him, and it fucking put him on some fucking wobbly stems, Jack. And he pretty much took a beating for the rest of that round, if memory serves me correctly. And then he came out in the second round and finished the fight. It's impressive shit, man, especially for a guy that, if you're lining up his criticisms, being known to wilt under pressure is kind of at the top of the list. I don't want to jump the fucking gun here, but maybe, just maybe, he's turned a corner. Maybe you're, I almost said Uriah Faber. Maybe Uriah Hall is ready to be who he thought he could be. You know, he looked good in this one. He took a little bit of some adversity and came back and got an emphatic win. That's impressive shit.
Yeah, he looked really good, man. He actually got a bonus off of it. In fact, let me just read off the bonus real quick. Performance of the night: Mike Perry, Uriah Hall. Makes sense. Fight of the night: Gregor Gillespie against Jason Gonzalez. I didn't get to watch that fight.
Yeah, I was watching the Triple G fight during that time.
Yeah. So, did you see it, Jesse?
Well, I didn't see any of it.
No. Okay. Well, he wins by arm triangle choke in the second round.
He did look really impressive. I seen the highlight of him finishing the
highlight.
fight. He looked like a goddamn animal for what it's worth, though.
Attitude was fucking, these motherfuckers loving to be a soldier. Must maintain composure at